Who doesn't love a good mystery, especially one from hundreds, if not thousands of years ago? There are some historical mysteries that may never be solved. Sometimes that's because the relevant excavated material has been lost or an archaeological site has been destroyed. Other times, it's because new evidence is unlikely to come forward or the surviving evidence is too vague to lead scholars to a consensus. The lack of answers only makes these enigmas more intriguing. Let's look at 10 of these historical questions that may never have definitive explanations. 1. Voynich manuscript. The Voynich manuscript is an illustrated codex, handwritten in an otherwise unknown writing system, referred to as Voynichese. The vellum on which it is written has been carbon dated to the early 15th century, and stylistic analysis indicates it may have been composed in Italy during the Italian Renaissance. The codex belonged to Emperor Rudolf II of Germany, who purchased it for 600 gold ducats and believed that it was the work of Roger Bacon. The 240-page Voynich manuscript is written in an unknown alphabet that's never been seen before or since. The script is composed of roughly 25 to 30 individual characters. Interpretations vary, written from left to right in a single, elegant hand. 2. Stone spheres in Costa Rica. Giant stone spheres are found in Costa Rica. Known locally as Las Bolas, these monuments were the works of a pre-Columbian civilization, and most are made from gabbro, a rock that forms from molten magma. The people who carved the stones into their perfectly spherical shapes likely did so, using other small stones, according to archaeologists who study the ancient rocks. Many non-experts have speculated that the so-called Diquis spheres were used for astronomical purposes, while others think they may have pointed the way to significant places. The truth is that no one knows for sure. The Chibchan people who once populated Costa Rica and other parts of Central America vanished in the wake of the Spanish conquest, and the purpose of the spheres vanished with them. 3. Cleopatra's tomb. We all know the beautiful and mysterious Egyptian queen, but her legacy never died. Cleopatra VII was the last of a series of rulers called the Ptolemies who ruled Egypt between 305 and 30 BC. Much is known about her intelligence, beauty, and romantic relationships. She had children with both Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. But one fact about Cleopatra is still shrouded in mystery: her burial place. Cleopatra and Antony both committed suicide after their former ally, Octavian, defeated them at the Battle of Actium in 31 BC. The two were buried together at a site that the writer Plutarch, AD 45 to 120, described as a lofty and beautiful monument, located near a temple of the Egyptian goddess Isis. But exactly where this tomb is located remains a mystery. If anyone ever finds the lover's tomb, there's a chance it might be empty, as grave robbery was not uncommon in ancient times, according to archaeologists. If that's what you think happened, let us know in the comments. 4. Atlantis. The lost city of Atlantis has been discovered in the Bahamas, the Greek islands, Cuba, and even Japan if every claim was to be believed. First described by the ancient Greek historian Plato in 360 BC, the mythological island was supposedly a great naval power before sinking into the sea over 10,000 years ago in a catastrophic event. 5. Stonehenge. Sprucing up an otherwise docile English field, the prehistoric monument commonly known as Stonehenge is one of the world's most famous landmarks. The ring of megalithic stones was built approximately 4,000 years ago and was an impressive feat for the primitive people who constructed it, but that's about all archaeologists know for sure. None of the theories on the original purpose of Stonehenge, which range from an astronomical observatory to a religious temple of healing, has ever been, well, set in stone. 6. Nazca Lines. Have you heard of these before? From the ground, the Nazca Lines of Peru are nothing spectacular. However, seen from the air, from which they were first spotted by commercial aircraft in the 1920s and 30s, they are staggering. Archaeologists agree the enormous shapes, there are hundreds of them, ranging from geometric lines to complicated depictions of animals, plants, and imaginary figures, were made over 2,000 years ago by people of the pre-Inca Nazca culture, who simply removed the red surface pebbles to reveal the lighter earth below in designs of their choice. Just why they did it remains enigmatic, prompting conspiracy theorists to float ideas about alien landings and ancient astrology. The lines were more likely to have been a ritual communication method with the Nazca's deities, say archaeologists. 7. The Great Pyramids. Once again in this video, we come back to the Egyptians. I suppose they just can't help being enigmatic. Even the information that archaeologists do know about the Great Pyramids of Egypt is enormously fascinating, to say nothing about what still might be uncovered. Built almost 5,000 years ago, in what is now Cairo, the three-pyramid complex with the largest, Khufu, dominating the site is a testament to the ancient Egyptians' reverence for their pharaohs and the intricacies of their belief in the afterlife. Archaeologists are still discovering new tunnels and shafts built within the pyramids and are still searching for clues on who built the great monuments, how and why, even today. 8. Shroud of Turin. Perhaps no archaeological discovery is more debated than the enigmatic Shroud of Turin, which many believe to be the burial shroud of Jesus Christ. This long piece of twill cloth bears traces of blood, as well as the darkened imprint of a man's body. The Catholic Church officially recorded the existence of the shroud in AD 1353, which is when the cloth showed up in a church in Liry, France. But the legend of the shroud dates back to AD 30 or 33. According to that legend, the shroud was transported from Judea, now southern Palestine, to Edessa, Turkey, and later to Constantinople, now called Istanbul. When Crusaders sacked Constantinople in AD 1204, the cloth was moved to Athens, Greece, where it was allegedly held until AD 1225. It wasn't until the 1980s that researchers got their hands on the cloth to try to determine its true age using radiocarbon dating. They determined that the alleged burial cloth of Jesus was actually created between AD 1260 and AD 1390. In other words, the scientists determined that the cloth is most likely a medieval forgery. However, critics of this research argue that the scientists may have dated newer portions of the shroud that were stitched together centuries after Jesus' death, which would explain why the shroud seems newer than it really is. 9. Qin Shi Huang's tomb. In 1974, farmers in China's Shaanxi province accidentally unearthed one of the biggest archaeological finds of the 20th century, the life-size terracotta army of Emperor Qin Shi Huang, 259 BC to 210 BC. The intricately carved figures aren't a mystery. Historians know that the clay army was created to defend China's first emperor in the afterlife. What isn't known, however, is where exactly the emperor is buried or what treasures his burial chamber might contain. See photos of the ancient terracotta warriors. A pyramid-shaped mausoleum is located about a mile to the northeast of where the terracotta army was discovered. However, no one has actually entered the mausoleum that holds Qin Shi Huang's remains. The first emperor's final resting place is the most opulent tomb ever constructed in China, according to ancient documents describing its construction. An underground palace, complete with a surrounding kingdom. The mausoleum is made up of a network of caves and even included a state-of-the-art drainage system. Whether archaeologists will ever have the technology they need to safely excavate the tomb, which also happens to contain extremely high levels of mercury, remains a mystery, as do the many treasures that lay inside. 10. The Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant is a gold-encrusted wooden chest that contains the stone tablets of the 10 Commandments, according to the Book of Exodus. In ancient times, this holy box was kept in the First Temple, a Jewish place of worship in Jerusalem. But the First Temple was destroyed in 587 BC by a Babylonian army led by King Nebuchadnezzar II, according to the Hebrew Bible. No one knows for sure what became of the Ark, though since its disappearance, many people, both real and fictional, have gone looking for it. So far, no one has actually found the holy relic, apart from Indiana Jones, of course. Some ancient reports say that the Ark made its way to Babylon after Nebuchadnezzar's sack of the city. Others say that the Ark was buried somewhere in Jerusalem, or that it was destroyed along with the First Temple. Modern reports hint that the Ark resides in a monastery in Ethiopia. And a recently translated ancient Hebrew text suggests that the Ark of the Covenant will simply reveal itself, though not until the day of the coming of the Messiah, son of David. Wasn't that a fascinating video? If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next video. See you.